Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
So this one's in the books. It's a 4-1 win for the Hurricanes. 2 big points.
Officially over. The Red Wings' 25-year playoff streak comes to an end tonight.
Date with destruction. The Pontiac Silverdome will be demolished. And tonight we're learning more about what will happen to the former home of the Detroit Lions.
Heartbreak and so many questions.
We can't bear no more.
What caused a Detroit mother to lose control of her car, crashing into a tree, killing her 6-year-old, and severely injuring her and her baby boy? Off the top tonight at 11, family and friends gathered at the spot on Edmore where she crashed early this morning.
Utterly heartbroken and so worried. Many spent the day at the hospital where that mother is out of surgery but is not conscious. Mara McDonald is live on Detroit's east side tonight with more. And Mara, do we know how she's doing tonight?
Kimberly, we can tell you that she is out of surgery. She is stable, but she has no idea that her 6-year-old daughter is dead, and she has no idea that all of these people came out here tonight. Pauletta Jones was the first to arrive tonight, carrying balloons and a small stuffed toy to mark the spot where her niece's vibrant 6-year-old daughter died this morning when her mom lost control of the car.
Maya, full of life, beautiful, young, outgoing little girl. She was just at the birthday party. We had Elmo costume, and she chased Elmo around and said, "That's not the real Elmo."
After Pauletta, plenty of other friends and family slowly made their way over the hours to the spot.
We was having a good time. It was her birthday. I kissed Maya so many times. It's my godbaby.
All the family knows is last night was Antonisha's birthday, and she was partying with friends and family, and she was on her way home when the accident happened. Police are still trying to figure out why she lost control of her car on a quiet residential street. She had both her children in the car with her, 6-year-old Maya and her 1-year-old son. Tisdale and her baby boy survived. Maya didn't, and so many came tonight with balloons and suffocating grief.
This is so much. We can't bear no more. You took our baby!
Back here live, there are a lot of unknowns tonight. The family doesn't know how they're going to bury 6-year-old Maya. They have not managed to put together a GoFundMe page yet. They tell us that that is in process. They don't know how they're going to tell Antonisha Tisdale that her little girl is dead. The only bright spot in all of this is that her 1-year-old boy is okay after the wreck. We are live on Detroit's east side tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Well, it's just a horrendous situation. All right, Mara. Well, people gathered outside Warren's Community Center tonight to protest Mayor Jim Fouts. They want Fouts to be held accountable, they say, after his voice was allegedly heard on tape making racist and hateful comments. He's denied that that's him on the tape. But these protesters are also calling for another protest when the mayor delivers his State of the City address.
All right, heartbreak in Hockeytown tonight as the Red Wings end their playoff streak.
Last time they missed the playoffs, George H.W. Bush was president.
H.W.
Yes, it goes back. And Bernie, we've known that we've known this for a few weeks, but to take it all, really the measure of what it means tonight's tough.
Yeah. It is, and I think everybody is sort of like dumbfounded, like that's it when it ends for the regular season here. But the Wings playoff streak has officially ended. 25 straight years in the playoffs is now over. Tonight in Raleigh, Hurricanes beat the Wings 4-1. Elias Lindholm put the ribbon on this one for Carolina.
Teravainen. Shot from Aho, blocked, loose, they score.
And that was it. The Wings are eliminated. You'll hear from Hank Zetterberg coming up later in sports. And also, by the way, no picnic for the Pistons either tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Tough night.
Tough way to end the season.
Go Tigers. This is kind of where we're starting to get, isn't it?
It is true.
Yeah, all right, Brian.
All right, newly released surveillance video shows the moment a man is shot outside a home on Detroit's west side. The victim is with other people. They're loading a minivan on Rosedale Court Friday night when another car pulls up. The passenger jumps out, struggles with the victim, then shoots him while trying to rob him. Police made this video public in hopes of finding that man in the hooded sweatshirt you see there who pulled this trigger. The man who was shot is in serious condition.
Friends say they never did anything bad to anyone. A couple murdered, and the killer apparently tried to cover it up by setting a fire. Family members reported Mariah Rasnick and Andy Maldonado missing several days ago. Last night, their bodies were found inside a burning, vacant home on Detroit's west side. Both had been shot, and police say they had been shot before the fire was started. But so far, no arrests have been made.
State Senator Burt Johnson says he doesn't know why the FBI raided his Highland Park home and his office in Lansing. Agents were seen Monday morning carrying out boxes of documents and a computer. Today, Johnson told our Rod Maloney he's done nothing wrong and he has no idea what this is all about.
I've worked really hard to sort of build a good reputation and maintain it in the community. And I'm thankful for that. You know, this has been a job of a lifetime. But the truth is we're looking to try to understand what it is that they're even investigating.
Now, the feds say their search warrant is sealed, so they won't release any information on the case. Well, 20 days ago, a powerful windstorm knocked out power to more than 1 million people in the state of Michigan.
And now state officials want to know more about how the outage was handled. The Michigan Public Service Commission has directed DTE and Consumers Energy to file reports on their responses to the outages. Commission wants to understand the lessons learned by the Michigan utilities and their efforts to restore electric service.
Some good news for Flint. Water lines there will be replaced by the year 2020. That's the deadline set in a new plan approved today by a federal judge. 18,000 Flint homes will have their lines replaced. The $97 million project will be paid for by state and federal money.
The U.S. women's national hockey team is going to defend its gold medal on home ice after all. U.S. Hockey and the team announced an agreement this afternoon. The team will hold its first official practice Thursday at USA Hockey in Plymouth. The World Women's Championships begin Friday, so it's cutting it close. And the players, as you know, were boycotting the World Championship over higher wages. Both sides are keeping the financial terms of the agreement private. But nice to know that they'll be on the ice.
Go on.
Yep.
A warning tonight about a popular do-it-yourself craze among kids, the dangerous ingredient in slime that's sending kids to the emergency room.
Also, a security guard taken for a ride while trying to stop a shoplifter. She goes above and beyond to stop him, that's for sure, but he went even further to get away. Here comes Ben.
Devin, bright start tomorrow morning. Temperatures seasonably cold. We start out in the 30s. We'll be into the mid-40s by noon. Clouds just around the corner, though. We'll tell you what that leads to coming up.
Some say it's a limb difference, but more are calling it their lucky fin, thanks to this Royal Oak mom and her daughter.
We're also connecting and reaching out and making a difference in lives of people in at least 26 other countries.
A mother's inspiration, changing lives and attitudes. Now even a puppy is joining in on the effort. A heartwarming story next.
Coming up tomorrow morning on Local 4 News Today, is your family suffering from what's called a word gap?
Dr. McGeorge is going to explain the simple steps that you can take to close the word gap and how it could help your kids for years to come. That's coming up for Wellness Wednesday at 5:50.
And always, weather and traffic on the 4s. Detroit mornings start here from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
We'll see you Wednesday morning.
It is going to be okay. And there's a community out there, and we're waiting for you. You're not alone.
A local mom starts an initiative to educate the public about limb differences.
An organization that's based off the fact that, Nemo has this slicky fin. I was like, that's fantastic.
Now there's a documentary on the project she started at her kitchen table. A mother's love is strong, and in this case, it's also persistent, inspiring, and truly changing lives of strangers.
And we introduced you to the Lucky Fin Project a few years ago. It's an initiative to raise awareness for those with limb differences. But now, as our Karen Drew shows us, some major developments are gaining global attention, and there's even a documentary.
This is Ryan Stapleman. She is 9 years old, and if you look close, you'll notice she's missing her fingers on her right hand. When she was born, that limb difference worried her mom. Well, for a short time. Then she took that difference, renamed it her Lucky Fin, started a nonprofit, and is now helping others all around the world.
It's a friendly term. It's a lot easier to say than brachydactyly or amniotic band syndrome.
When I heard about it, I was like, okay, an organization that's based off the fact that, Nemo has this Lucky Fin. I was like, that's fantastic.
You're watching part of a newly released film on the Lucky Fin Project.
I am what I am. I have one hand. Scientific terms and knowing exactly what happened doesn't matter to me as much as developing into who I am.
The documentary features men and women and kids all dealing with limb differences. All of these people giving credit to the Lucky Finn Project for giving them hope, inspiration, and understanding.
Mommy, can I have some more string, please? Yeah.
A project created by this Royal Oak woman, Molly Stapleman.
Hi, Kelly!
We shared her story years ago when she started the nonprofit and her daughter Ryan was just 4.
Ryan, where's your Lucky Finn? It's here.
When creating Lucky Finn Project, and particularly the awareness brochures, I wanted to create something friendly and welcoming, not something clinical. I wanted it to be an invitation. I wanted it to be a happy thing. And again, with the message that you're not alone.
Now, major developments. Her awareness brochures are now sent out to 26 countries, greeting parents in hospital birthing rooms when they're most afraid, when they realize their child is different. Whoa. She also holds events where those with limb differences can get together.
There's a community out there, and we're waiting for you. You're not alone.
I feel proud of my mom because, like, she's helping people all around the world.
Still, Ryan and her mom spend countless hours at the kitchen table, making bracelets, raising awareness.
Yes, yes, little piggy. Yes, little piggy. Oh, yes.
They even decided to make this little puppy a member of their family. His name is Turtle, and he's missing his front paw.
You know, people said, "Oh, you're getting a mascot." No, we're getting a family member.
Hey, Turtle! I'm just, like, happy about it because, like, I love all animals, but then if I see, like, there's an animal like me, so then I just, like, feel more proud and happy of myself.
The Lucky Finn Project, what started from some simple bracelets to brochures to a website, now a documentary, all created from a mom who just wanted those with limb differences to not feel different, but lucky. I've posted a link to the Lucky Finn Project's website and the newly released documentary. Also, Turtle, their puppy they adopted with the missing right paw, well, he has his very own Instagram, and if you want to follow him, I posted that information as well on clickondetroit.com. I'm Karen Drew, Local 4 News.
Oh, cute. But what a great way to celebrate people with limb differences. Yeah.
Love the T-shirts.
Oh, the T-shirts were
Look on no hands. Yeah, wow. Karen's back tomorrow night, and here's a look with what she's working on for then.
It's an addiction that claims a life every 12 minutes.
And almost destroyed our family.
Our family, friends, co-workers, someone we care about, hooked on prescription pain pills, hooked on heroin, but you can learn how to save a life.
They die if they are not given this.
WHO experts say should know how to use Narcan to help stop the heroin epidemic. My Faces of Addiction special report tomorrow at 11.
Excuse me while I try to find Turtle on Instagram. Yeah, I'm trying to follow Turtle here.
Go to triple followers by tomorrow after that. That looks adorable.
What a great story.
All right, Ben's got a look on maybe some better things coming our way here.
Yeah, we've got to take a little bit of a dip first. I mean, last night we were in the 50s at this time, so it's a little bit different.
A little different, yeah.
It's noticeable, but it is crystal clear out there. Visibility not a problem. And usually when we see these skies clear out and the temperatures start to drop, we start worrying about the possibility of fog, but we've got some pretty dry air, so I don't think that that's going to be an issue. 42 is what Metro is sitting at right now. Pressure's on the high side at 30-21, and still going to be just enough of a breeze to kind of keep things stirred up tonight, so that's another reason that I don't think we'll be seeing any fog. And you can see every reporting station showing up with clear skies across southeast Michigan tonight. Temperatures are in the 30s north of 8 Mile, still barely holding on to the 40s at a smattering of locations here, but everybody's going down to the 30s and even low 30s at that. Some spots are going to be hitting that freezing mark as we head towards tomorrow morning, but just not a whole lot to look at satellite-wise. Now that we've gotten those clouds south of us, they're going to stay there until about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and then we're going to see those things roll right back in, and this is going to be ahead of some showers that we'll be tracking on Thursday. But in the meantime, high pressure and control, so that means a bright start, and we'll spend at least about 2/3 of the day with sunshine, and you can see by 4 or 5 o'clock those clouds start lowering and thickening across the area. Rain is going to hold off until Thursday and really the afternoon for most of us. But the leading edge of this as it comes in, even though this is going to be noon on one of the last days in March, there's still going to be enough cold air. There could be a few wet snowflakes north of the city. That will transition to rain pretty quickly, so I don't think we're going to see any accumulation. And again, that's mostly going to be a possibility in our north zone. The rest of us are just going to see those afternoon showers. Tonight, 34 in the city. We will see those numbers get down to around 30 the further outside of the city that you get. We're looking at highs in our 4-zone forecast, and this is pretty close to average, just a degree or so below. 50 in the city and also at the airport, and a string of 40s here up towards M59. Warmest numbers will be inland in our south zone. Closer to the lake you are, those numbers will be a little bit colder here, 47, 48. West zone high temperatures tomorrow, anywhere between 48 in Flint and 51 in Manchester, and Lake Huron having an effect on these highs again tomorrow, just barely to 40 degrees at Port Huron and Lexington. And then inland here in Lapeer County and northern Oakland County, that's where we'll see the mid-50s, maybe as high as 47 out there in Rochester Hills. Continuing to watch those temperatures drop there on Thursday with a high of 46, and then we'll slowly start working our way back up. Even though we've got clouds and some rain on Friday, that's going to end really early. Then we're looking at dry conditions for the weekend, plenty of sunshine and temperatures back above average for that Saturday, Sunday stretch, and that is no fooling. April Fools is on Saturday afternoon.
Already fresh out of March. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Well, the city of Pontiac can finally circle some dates on the calendar for the demolition of the Silverdome.
The iconic stadium, which opened in 1975 and closed in 2006, has been just an eyesore since the roof came off.
Yeah. Jason Colthorpe live there tonight with more on when this is going to happen. Jason.
Well, let's just say, Devin, if you want to come say goodbye to this place before they tear it down, you better do it before the end of the summer. I mean, the Silverdome now just a former shell of itself. The property, not much more than just a parking lot for new cars now. This all came down in a consent judgment in district court today between the city and the new owners, which puts hard dates on when the Silverdome will finally be demolished. When word came down the sun is finally going to set on the Silverdome, well, it was like the Pope had just blessed 90,000 people, which happened here in 1987.
I'm excited that we have finally reached this accord. I'm excited because it's an agreement.
An agreement to have a company hired by May 12th and a demo plan in place by June 9th.
We need to go on to the next step, and that's to prepare the property so that it can be utilized and not be the eyesore and the embarrassment for the city like it is right now.
Pontiac Mayor Deidre Waterman has been involved in the discussions about what could be built here, and she's counting on something great, like Barry rushing for 2,000 yards in a season great.
And with the master plan, we made this whole area an entrepreneurial zone, which means there's a lot of latitude in the way it can be developed.
It's just sad to see the state it's in right now.
Upscale restaurant Lely's opened down the street from the Silverdome in '96. Definite highs and lows in those 21 years, but it's counting on another upswing.
I feel like this area is like a forgotten area in Auburn Hills, so it's going to definitely help us out a lot.
No word on if this will be an implosion, but however they bring down the dome, it'll be about as tough as body slamming Andre the Giant. Yeah, that was here too.
We loved it, but it's a relic of the past. It's time to move forward.
It sure is, and again, the mayor not sure. Can't really put her finger on what will go here. It really could be a number of things. The city also was saying it was really time. It was becoming a safety issue, this place, as the city says, a destination for vandals and mischief. In Pontiac tonight, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
So we're going to close out the Silverdome for good and close out the Joe in its own way here.
Exactly, a lot of memories.
Yeah. Well, we know they're there, even though we don't really want to think about it.
Where spiders are really lurking in your house, and we'll give you a hint here, it's not just the basement.
Also taken for a ride, a security guard ends up in a very dangerous situation while trying to stop a shoplifter. Coming up.
This year, Chevy's.
Welcome back, everybody. We now know the name of the kangaroo seen hopping around Detroit. His name is Darwin, and this is video of him on a Detroit street with its handler. And that video, as you know by now, went viral. It turns out Darwin is part of a licensed traveling zoo. Darwin and his handler were in this neighborhood for a birthday party. And apparently he needed Just stretch his leg.
Exactly right. Go for a hop. Home Depot security guard goes above and beyond trying to stop a shoplifter. The undercover loss prevention officer watched as the man walked around the Kentucky store, and then she went after him when he grabbed a toolbox and ran. Well, the next thing you know, the woman is on the hood of the thief's car. He was able to throw her off and get away.
Homemade slime is the latest do-it-yourself craze among kids, but it sent one little girl to the hospital. The 11-year-old from Massachusetts complained her hands were hurting after making the slime. Well, doctors say she had second and third degree burns from exposure to borax, which is an ingredient in slime. Experts say borax is toxic and dangerous, so it should be substituted with baking soda, cornstarch, or salt. Our Local 4 News morning team made homemade slime a few weeks ago, and apparently they didn't know about the issue like a lot of people, and they used borax, but fortunately nobody suffered any burns. But still, that's
important substitution to know.
That really is. Yeah. Well, you've heard the saying you're never more than 10 feet away from a spider, and now researchers say you're never sleeping more than 10 feet away from one either.
Closer than that even. North Carolina researchers did the survey. They found 100% of homes.
A spider?
There it goes. There they are. 100% of the homes in North Carolina have spiders in them. 68% have them lurking in the bathrooms, and 75% have spiders in the bedrooms. One's probably looking at you right now, and now that we've made it impossible for you to sleep, might as well stick around for sports.
Well, you know, I've heard that you swallow like 8 spiders a year or something like that.
And you're none the wiser. Doesn't seem to hurt anybody.
All right, Bernie's coming up with sports. Stay with us.